let me understand your question. Okay, so you're saying how if there's an argument within the office, how it gets
We'll say,
resolved, whether
we'll say you have a problem with Alexia or
got it.
Brandon does or Joe or any of these other featured agents or not
Okay,
agents. Like, how is this like, how do you go to the boss,
I
the
get
top
it.
boss, Mauricio? How is this ever going to be decided upon in a way that is not in Alexia or Farrah's favor?
I get what you're saying because people tiptoe around them. Is that what you mean? And like if there's an issue, they don't bring it up to them or they just let it slide because they either feel like their career is in jeopardy or just of who they are, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like if I worked there and say I had a problem with Allie, I would say this is a problem and it's a real business issue, and I'm going to go to
Yeah.
Mauricio. If I have the
Mm-hmm.
same problem, me personally, with say Alexia, I'm not going to Mauricio.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think, if I have a problem with, well, again, Alexia and I did go, through our issue and we ended up resolving it with each other. But, you know, we're close enough to those girls where we would go to them and say if we had a problem. And if it was a real issue, Mauricio is like a father to all of us, and we would have a very level ground conversation and talk things through. But I think that other people, for sure, if there's issues or like Brandon said, and you see it on the show, it feels like people tiptoe around them and can't be honest with them, or if there's a problem, they can't talk it through because it's awkward, right? But I think Allie and I are very stand-up people. If there's an issue, we take care of it and figure it out.
You agree with all that, Allie?
Yeah. So honestly, I will say this. I have also been with the company since, we had our one office in Beverly Hills, one in Brentwood. It's
Well,
we've been
sorry,
with
my
Mo.
earphone.
Oh,
Okay.
we've
Dropping
been
earbuds, that's fine.
yeah,
Yeah, it's okay.
It's all falling apart.
Yeah.
We've been with them for such a long time. I think that most of us, even the people that haven't been with the company for a long time, feel like Mo is like genuinely like a father figure or, he's
Hmm.
family. But I will say with Alexia, she really is like his baby, and they are so much alike. And I think because of that, you're a little scared to say certain things because you don't want the backlash for sure of Mo. I mean, listen, I would be defensive of my own kid too. They're your children.
Yeah,
Right? You
exactly.
want them to do their best. You want them to be shown as best. You think they're the most incredible, creatures on this planet a lot of the times because they're your babies. And like I said, they're very similar. But yes, people are very scared to just like come out and say, hey, listen, I don't know if it's really right for us. Like, listen, I was questioning, should she be holding their listing? Was she ready? I mean, I know some people look at real estate like it's just an easy, plug and play situation, but there's a lot more that's involved in these transactions that people don't see that you can't
Yeah.
show, so it's the biggest purchase of most people's lives. And you can legally get in trouble. So it's not something you want to take lightly. You want to make sure you're groomed, prepared, and then your butt is covered. So I think we're more so like looking out for her too. We want her to do a good job. We wanted her to succeed in this business, but we also don't want to just give her the easy way out. I mean, you're not going to learn
Yeah,
from
true. Yeah, and I think bouncing off of Allie's comment real quick is, when I was watching the show and there was a part where Sonica and Alexia are talking in the office and she tells her I gave her a C and Alexia's crying and Sonica says, be confident in your answer. Say it's Carrera, done. And I'm like, no, no, no. If it's not Carrera, or she said it's Calcutta, done. I go, no. I was like, she's giving her the wrong advice. If you don't know the answer to something, like Allie said, you can get sued. You say, I don't know the answer. I'll get back to you. And that pissed me off because I wanted to jump through the screen and be like, no, 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 you're giving her the wrong advice. So in a way, it was like Sonica was trying to tell, oh, it'll all be fine. Everything's great. And that's again when we come into play and we're like, no, 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 like we're going to be tough on you. Don't do that. So something I mentioned.
You mentioned, yes, I agree with all that. You did say, I guess, when you guys had that conversation, Melissa, you said, and I'm not just picking on you, and we are going to move on from this topic afterwards, but you then told Alexia, see, like you asked me if I watched, I have watched. You said to Alexia, is this the right career for you? Is real estate the right career? You don't know if it is. Like, do you still stand by that? And what do you guys think about Alexia's future in real estate?
So the reason I brought that up is because, again, her family is very successful in real estate, and I wanted to have a really honest moment with her and in a way be like, listen, if you feel like you're pushed into this or you're rushed into this and it's not right for you, it's okay. And just say, listen, it isn't right for me and I don't like it. But how do I say this? I've really seen Alexia turn for the better, honestly. And I think this show pushed her in so many great ways because she's working harder than I've ever seen before. I mean, she's taking notes, she's doing her homework. She's really creative. And again, I'm that person that kept being like, listen, if it's not right for you, you can be honest and say this. And she was like, no, it's right for me. I want to show how I'm going to be good at my job. And again, her creativity is really taken over. And again, hopefully we get a second season and you'll see ways that she's really shined. I'm not just saying that because she's one of my dear, dear friends and my best friend's younger sister. I really do see a huge change in her. So hopefully everyone will get to see that as well.
Yeah, I agree. And I think with time, people really develop and become more confident. And I think, like I said, she's so similar to Mo.
Mm-hmm.
That can work in her favor. I mean, look at Mo. He's just the most personable. Once he sets his mind to something, I mean, the guy the possibilities are endless for that guy. And it's been so amazing to watch this company grow from the ground up. So I think for her, I mean, she's got a lot of those same principles and personality traits. And I think that can really be a benefit for her future. So
Mm-hmm.
I think
she's putting the work in. She's really putting the work in.
And I think watching the show for her was really hard to see herself flub and, make these mistakes. And it really taught her how serious she needs to be. So I think it's been good for her.
Who do you guys think out of the junior agents besides Alexia, like Joey, Brandon, Sonica, who do you think shows the most promise?
Honestly, I think that Brandon and Joey, I mean, Joey, I know, he's a little tough guy, he wants to be taken seriously. I think he comes from a good family. He's got all these amazing connects. He was born and raised in Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm.
He's merged in it and he's really he's taken it very seriously. And I think that, I mean, Sonica is lovable. She's the sweetest person that I know. I think she just, she's still so new in it and she still has other passions. So I'm curious to see where it goes. And Brandon, I mean, talk about a guy that's he knows he's got to put the work in and he's doing it, and I think he wants to prove that he is capable of becoming the next big thing here. And I think I give him a lot of credit because he's not from here. He's from, Arizona, and he talks about how he was raised in a different, setting. So I think he's very lovable and a hard worker too.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
What about, we have seen from this season too, listen, the agency, you guys work hard, but you play just as hard. There's lots of office romances and serious relationships and marriages and all this other stuff. Does that ever get in the way of business?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll speak the truth, of course, because in the office, everyone works out of the office usually, and so if you're hooking up with someone in the office, I've been there, I was doing that for a little bit, and you're more concerned with how you look when you're walking in the office, and then it's okay, I actually need to do my work now, not see if the person I it's with the night before is looking at me. Yeah, of course it kind of can. That's
it's kind
maybe
of
not.
a big call it, and